Coordinator of energy projects and a factory that started 2012 and runs until 2015 in FP7. I've been evaluating proposals at different levels, both for the European Commission and at other agencies in Europe. And so I have some kind of background knowledge about how to write proposals and how to evaluate proposals and what may go through. Now, a European application, as you know, is not a traditional research or an R&D application that you submit. There's a totally different way of thinking, and I think that's very, very important. You as an applicant will suggest a solution that has been to a problem that has been identified by the European Commission. So you offer a solution to a problem. And that is what we see in the call text coming out of energy. There are issues, there are problems that like to be solved, and we offer solutions to those problems. And that is a key thing also in evaluation, that the proposal that you write fits into this call text, really. So that's one thing. So I not think that you should read this one, but I just take this as an example. The Sana Factory one proposal, the project that I'm coordinating at the moment, this is actually what we wrote in the first page, concept and objectives, where we really told the reader, which was the evaluator and the reviewer, that this project that we propose really fits into the call. And if I'd like to give you a suggestion, that what I do is that I take the call text, make a copy of it and place it there, and try to use as many keywords as possible to fit in. So all keywords in the call are there, and it fits nicely into the proposal that we submitted. So for the reviewer, will say that, oh, that fits perfectly into the call, because that's a very good criteria. And you should spend at the most 1 page to explain that one. So it really fits into the call, step 1. Otherwise, if you don't fit into the call, specifically if it's a stage 1, you will be out, so to say, you don't fit into the call. The consortium you put together should be unique. It could not be the same, all the same. It could not be all the friends they've been working with together. So when I put together Sana Factory, I was working in Solar H2, and there were like, I don't remember, 20 partners, and only 2 of them, me and another one, so to say, I took and we formed Sana Factory. This is, as a scientist, that's very tricky, because you have a lot of scientific friends that you will not work with in that proposal. But it needs to be unique, but it needs to complement the links to other European Commission-supported projects. So you really need to actually demonstrate, and that's what I took from the proposal we submitted, and also then in the description of work, the consortium as a whole, that you are aware of other projects up and running, or maybe proposals that will be funded, that you have links to them. So we can demonstrate we have links to almost all other projects that were in the same category as we are. So it's complement, but it's unique. So the Commission doesn't like to fund something that is already going on or was done 2 years ago. You need to be unique, and you need to use what is available as a resource and competence and knowledge base. That's another important criteria. But it's not only science. Science, you will see a little bit what science we do, most of the time is easy to explain. In Sana Factory, we put together 10 partners, you will see later, and then we complemented, we made a scientific proposal. But that's one part of the evaluation. Another part is the implementation. How will you implement and run the project? So the management structure and the procedure is equally important in the evaluation procedure. So you need to get the management structure. So you have the project coordinator, you may arrange it into word packages, you have advisory board, steering committee, you may have management, and this needs to be very convincingly presented. And here I have the fortunate luck that I work for University, so I got help. And if you basically here in Sweden, there are a lot of people that can help you in what kind of things text could be written here, management and structure procedures. IP issues, very important to deal with in a very good way. It needs also to be convincingly demonstrated in the proposal that you are able to do coordination. So you need to, the coordinator will be basically the only contact between European Commission, Brussels, and the project. So this is a key thing, it needs to function. So you need to be able to present in the proposal in a convincing way that you are able to coordinate such a project, that you are based on experiences, you have the links, you have the capacities. And this coordination is also an issue in the evaluation. Another area which is equally important is the impact the project will have in Europe, for European citizens, on the society. And here, it's even further away from my scientific knowledge. And here I got a lot of help from the scientific officers of Uppsala University, where the strategic impact, how will it actually affect strategically Europe in economics, social, and in the proposal it's 4 pages, links into the set plan, how will it react into documents coming out to the Commission, how will your project answer some of the issues that's not in the call now, but is in the line what the Europe is going forward to. These are also equally important. It's not only the science, it's how we will run the project, manage the project, and what kind of impact the project will have in the short time and in the long run. You need to know your network. At least I think as a coordinator, it's you rely on all the partners. The partners are selected because they represent competence needed to carry out the project. You will have unique competence in each one, and you as a coordinator will collect and be then responsible to deliver the deliverables into the Commission system. So you need to rely on the partners that they will deliver. So before I start any kind of thinking about a proposal or project, I will discuss with those I know that will be involved as partners, and those that I think I like to involve but I don't know, I actually go and visit them. So for a new project, I will actually travel and visit all the new partners and discuss the possibility and see in their home environment what are they actually doing and what is the infrastructure behind there. That's my advice, to actually then you feel like you're comfortable with all the partners. To get a proposal together and to get it through evaluation and to get the contract takes time. Now it will be shortened, but I can give you what we did 2012 what it means taking time. So the first stage proposal was submitted in 20th of October 2011. That is when the stage 1 was submitted. We have been working for half a year, putting together the network, a new network, and writing the 10-page at that time, 10-page one-stage proposal. Then it was evaluated positively, and we met in the beginning of 2012. For the first time, we met physically to discuss all the partners, so we know who we were. And we put in the second stage proposal in April 2012. Then it was positively evaluated in June. And then we had managed to have a start in December 1, 2012, which was rather quick in that system. And then we had the first meeting in December 2012. So the project is a little bit more than 1 year old, and it's a 3-year project. Then we have done things. This is from the homepage of the Project Center Factory. We have a number of meetings. Now, what really happened is that you must be prepared for the unexpected. One thing that was unexpected to me was in June, mid-June, is when we start slowing down a little bit in Sweden. We think about vacation time. I got this like 14 or 15, an email saying it was positively evaluated, and I was invited to a meeting in Brussels to meet my scientific officer and some information how to handle the project. It was new information. That was on Midsummer Eve. Like you don't say no, thank you. You go there. You listen to the presentation in Midsummer Eve, which is not the best time for a Swede to go for presentation. But then you meet your scientific officer that I have never met before. It was a new person, and we went through. There was not a negotiation, but he told me that is not good. You change that. That is good. That is good. He had done his homework, and I got a list of my homework to do. And then we said that everything should be done. So we're done before the vacation in Brussels, which is then starting first week of August, basically. So what happened in reality is that after 2 weeks there, in the beginning of July, when I was then doing the changes that was then asked by the first scientific officer, I got an email with a letter that I had a new scientific officer. It was a change. So I phoned up the new person, and he had totally different ideas about to change the contract. But he didn't have a change. He didn't change the deadline of first week of August. So I had to spend my time in the vacation in Croatia on the phone, but we managed to do it. So you can do it in short time to get it done before the vacation time. We needed to do a more detailed budget. We needed to modify the deliverables. We need to put in certain things that was not in there, but we managed to do that. And I had to then contact all the partners. It is very good that you know the partners, that you have seen them and know them when you work with them. Then we started the project, and this is when we have the kickoff meeting. And the project here it is 10 partners. Even though it is a research project, we have 2 companies involved, and we have research institutes and universities. And the reason I like to work in projects like European projects and international projects is that you will actually expand the competencies, because the field we are working in is basically in the box here. We like to convert solar energy into biofuel. And there are so many different aspects of it. And we only work with algae, microorganisms. That is the field. Cyanobacteria, the algal blooms, they are converting solar energy into the fuel. There are so many different aspects. If you like to have a whole project cover, whole aspects, different parts of that concept covered, so you need to have companies and universities involved. And that's one reason why I like to be involved. Another reason, I see there's a missing picture here. Another reason is that you will also be exposed to progress. And like going back to when I run my research lab back in Uppsala, I have group meetings. I try to have the Sanafactory project meeting as group meetings. You really expand into a larger group where you can discuss the progress in the project. So one of the deliverables we had very early was to put up a homepage of Sanafactory. It's a collaborative research project for design, construction, and demonstration of solar biofuel production using novel photosynthetic cell factories. So it really sounds like we are using algae, solar energy into biofuel. But here is a little bit of how to be creative, because there wasn't a call for that. The call that we fitted in for was future emerging technology. So what we really address, we're addressing the technologies, 2 key technologies to achieve these ones. And that is what we deliver. We don't deliver anything in energy, in fact. We deliver technologies, the technology of synthetic biology and the technology of advanced photobioreactors to actually achieve this one. So that's how we fit it into the call. And the funding is for 3 years. We also, in addition to have the open homepage, we have the internal ones, but we also have 2 tabs. You can see algal biofuel, synthetic biology. These are a little bit the 2 things we cover in here, and that is where we follow what is happening internationally. So one partner is actually putting up on an almost daily basis what is happening. And it's amazing when we sell this one, how well this is spread and how many we can actually demonstrate as actually looking at it. And from not Europe, from North America, from Asia, that are following here now what we're doing. So we monitor it, we have an impact in the field, and we show the Commission that we do have an impact. That's important. So we thought we had a very nice name for the project, acronym, Sanafactory. So then I thought, let's see what the Google will say about Sanafactory. So I Googled Sanafactory, and of course I found out our homepage, Sanafactory, that we created. And then I found out a Japanese project that is almost identical. It's called Sanafactory Crest. Has the same content. And for us, that was interesting because now we have an Asian Sanafactory, and they thought it was very interesting because now we're going to try to fund agencies in Sweden or Europe and Asia to link the Japanese version of Sanafactory to the European version of Sanafactory. Though they have taken the trademark of the name Sanafactory, and they very proudly showed me the trademark certificate of Sanafactory, but they spell it with a small f, I said, so I don't see a problem. But there is also an American center factory now. So there are 3 center factory here, and we are now going to have an international collaboration. That would never happen if I was working alone here in Sweden, if I didn't open up here. And now when we had a project meeting in the European one in Portugal in November, I invited the leaders of these 2 ones, and they came to Portugal. And now I will go to Japan and to US and represent the European one, and we start having international collaboration. And that's what I like about international collaborations, that you open up possibilities. You see, but the vision we have is to design, engineer, and construct these organisms. So they will be like a factories. Think about solar panels. They're more familiar. But instead you have microorganisms that actually take solar energy and out comes the fuel. And I could discuss that for hours and hours and hours for you. But I think I go into coordination because I think it's fun. Thank you.